In this video, I'm going to go over customer-centric optimization, the 3 pillars that you need to understand and follow so that you can help more visitors become customers and consistently, profitably scale your business. Let's dive in. So with customer-centric optimization, there's basically 3 questions that we're asking ourselves and that we're trying to answer. And those are, who's coming to the site? What are they experiencing? And how can we make it better? Because at the end of the day, both you and the customer want the same thing, and that is a conversion, right? The customer wants their pain or their problem or their desire met and solved, and you as a business owner want that customer, right, to convert. Pillar number 1, when we look at who is coming to the site, where you're going to find this information is Google Analytics, right? If you have analytics on your store or other analytics softwares. So I kind of broke it down in the who, what, when, where, why, and how kind of buckets and categories is how I think about it. But you basically want to find out who is coming to your site. So their age, their gender, and what does that look like across the demographics of your users. And then what percentage of them are new users versus returning users. This can help you craft copywriting split tests and think about different products and just have that kind of context as you're looking at the rest of this audit data, right? And then looking at when they show up to your site. So to do this, I look at the source and the medium. So for example, if you have a lot of people coming from direct traffic, maybe even Google, CPC, those people, I would see them as more high intent, maybe more logical buyers, not as much emotional buyers. So in that case, I would maybe tailor the website or test the website, adding more logical arguments on the product pages, collection pages, and things like that, and where they're landing. And then if you have more like social traffic, like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, maybe a little bit more of an emotional buyer. Maybe they care a little bit more about social proof and, the Instagram UGC content and stuff like that. So take that into context when you're looking at where they're coming from. When they land on your site, and then where they're coming into your site is the next category. So this is going to be your top entrance pages and exit pages. So we look at top landing pages, and if I see the top landing pages are like your product pages, PDPs, your collection pages, I get a sense that you're sending traffic there, probably paid traffic. And then if one of your top landing pages is the home page, which is usually the home page is in like the top 3 on these websites that we work on. But that kind of gives us an idea of where people are coming into your store in the customer journey and their kind of level of awareness. So like there's 5 levels of awareness. I can make another video on that, but if they're coming on the home page, they're a little higher up. On the collections page, maybe they're doing some comparison shopping. They're trying to find something that works for them. They believe that you can, provide them the solution that they're looking for. If they're entering in on product pages, maybe they're really close to buying. They kind of know what product they want, or they've clicked in from a pain point from a Google ad or something. There's a lot of variables, but I definitely want to know what pages that these people are coming into the site on, and then doing some optimization on those pages first is going to get us some really quick wins. And then the bucket of why they're here. So this is where I look at the top products sold on the store. That's where you should look at the top products sold as well. So this tells us maybe you sell tons of SKUs, but your top products sold are 2 of them or 3 of them. So we would take a look at those products and start to ask ourselves why people are buying this specific product. Is there a specific reason? Is there something about this product that we can communicate better? either on social media or email or on the page itself? Can we do any optimizations on these top products to help them sell even more? Stuff like that. And then how are they experiencing your site? So how are they coming in? Are they coming in on desktop? What's the conversion rate on desktop? What's the AOV on desktop? What's your revenue per visitor? And getting clear on all of that. Google Analytics really does a good job of letting us know that. And then same thing for mobile. And what I've experienced is desktop and mobile users are like really, really different. For some of the brands, the mobile users skew younger, desktop users skew older. I've also seen desktop have a slightly higher conversion rate and a slightly higher AOV, but it really depends on the brand there, from the brands that I've been working with, trying to think. But again, it's just good to get that information down and understand, where are most of your users coming from? What device are they on? So it can inform your testing. And then the second pillar is what they are experiencing. So here I look at the overall funnel conversion metrics. So I want to see from those top landing pages, for example, let's say it's the homepage. I want to list out the homepage, collection pages, maybe as a whole, to product pages, to add to cart, to checkout, and take a look at the relationship between each of those steps in the customer journey. And try and see if there's definitely going to be holes, right? There's going to be drop off for sure. But if there's any drastic drop offs, we definitely want to note that and try and focus our initial testing or maybe our testing roadmap on improving that step in the funnel. And then we also look at user recordings on those top pages, right? It makes sense. We want to see what users are doing. To do this, we've used Hotjar and Microsoft Clarity are the top two tools that we use for that. There's also Lucky Orange that you can get for Shopify. And then we look at the click maps and the scroll maps on the top pages. Basically, what are users engaging with? What are they interested in? How far down the page are they scrolling? Microsoft Clarity has a really good tool for this where it'll show you the percentages on each element. And I like that a lot, of the entire page visitors for a certain amount of time, what percentage of them engaged and clicked on a specific element on the page. It's really cool to see. And then post-purchase feedback surveys, another amazing, essential tool to hear directly from the customers why they bought, how long before they made their first purchase did they know about you, what else do they want to see from you, why they bought, what's the main reason they bought. I really use feedback like that to come up with copywriting tests on those product pages and things like that. But there's a whole feedback survey that we send out. And then a pre-purchase abandonment survey. So this is for someone, say you're using Klaviyo, they join your email list. You can see that they added something to their cart. You send them kind of like a cart abandonment email. You could also send them a survey, maybe asking why they didn't buy or what they're looking for. And that kind of stuff is really valuable to add maybe in FAQs on the product pages to just continue handling objections before people abandon, right? So answering all the questions that someone would have on those product pages. And then customer phone calls. We don't do this for clients, but I've just always heard people in the industry talk about how valuable calling your customers is. That's a next level stuff, but I'm sure super valuable. Everyone who's done it says that it's been super helpful for them and very insightful. So I thought I'd add it here to the list as well. And then you ask, after you have all of that information, you start asking questions like, how can we make it better? So here's where we get into the actual optimization process. So this is hypothesis creation. So based on all this information and all this data, let's make a hypothesis where we if we do this, then this will happen because of this reason. So that's like the main structure of a hypothesis that we create, and then design mockups so we can visually see it and express it, build the split tests, so send mockups to developers, have them build out those tests, run the tests for statistical significance or directional data feedback. So statistical significance is definitely important, but you need a lot of data. And some smaller brands, it would take like a month to a month and a half to 2 months to get enough data to have statistical significance. So for smaller brands, I like to suggest that they go for directional data. And just know that even though it's not statistically significant, if it's directional, meaning like after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, it's not hurting conversion rate. We're seeing other metrics other than conversion rate going up consistently, maybe add to carts going up, click engagement events going up, that we can kind of feel good about going that direction and starting to continue to test that. So just a small note there. And then record feedback and learnings, right? So the whole point of doing these tests is to, yes, improve the customer experience, but also learn about your users and your customers, and then make the experience better for them, right? But you have to record those learnings so you don't have to learn the same lessons twice. And then gain insights and learnings about the users and iterate. So this is a pretty important piece. I think the people who just go for best practices, right, and they just implement best practices from these long CRO spreadsheets, they don't get the skill of iteration and learning from their users because they're looking for kind of like quick wins, and they're not looking for insights and learnings from their customer. It's kind of like a cheap way. And it's not going to be like long-term successful. So this is a big kind of shift in mindset of testing to learn rather than testing to win, and then making sure that you iterate on those learnings to improve the performance and the experience. But that's it. Let me know how you guys like this one. Yeah, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.